do you guys ever have heavily emotional days where you'll talk to yourself and like, you know, like think of what they'll say, and then you like talk out loud, and it ends up getting so like convoluted that you kind of like, you feel like you're really fighting with them, or you're really winning, or you're really coming across, or like really getting them to understand. It's so weird to feel that way when it's not true. It's just you and your brain. I don't know, maybe that says something about me. Maybe I should be taking the mood stabilizers. Did they try to prescribe me? But nothing ever changes when I do. Nothing gets easier. A job doesn't fall in my lap. People don't just start to like me. It's weird. Anyways. Hello, my oxen brothers and sisters. The Indians had the greatest idea when they said nirvana was a bull grazing on grass. And actually, I have a photo of, it's called Head of a Cow Goddess, and it's from the Metropolitan Museum of Art. I think it's on permanent display there. It is the most beautiful sculpture I've ever seen. She's got a beautiful cow face and a disc between her eyes that's like as large as her forehead, like that. And I think she has like a tall, like Pharaoh King hat or something. Head of a Cow Goddess. Look it up. It's incomplete, but it's like the kind of incomplete that makes you realize, like, when they say, oh, 40,000 years BCE, they mean 2021 minus 40,000. That's like that kind of piece. Love those kind of pieces that put things in perspective. And how fitting that I'm talking about art when I'm about to read for those born under the sign of the ox. And let me give you a little word on that. Okay. Ox. 1937, so maybe one of y'all's grandparents. 1949, 1961, 1973, 1985, 1997, 2009, 2021. Oh, I was going to read you a little bit about that personality. Yeah. Ox is yin. Ox is the second sign of the Chinese horoscope. In a story I read, is that the mouse rode on the ox and ended up getting to the finish line first because he's so crafty. Oxen have the following characteristics: integrity, strength of purpose, stability, innovation, diligence, eloquence. The oxens may include stubbornness, bigotry, plotting, standoffishness, biasness, and vindictiveness. Not too many surprises there. Oxen are worker beasts. As the ox is in nature, so it remains in the symbolic horoscope. The creature who works hard gets results and has little patience for those who don't. Ox people are always most capable. They have fine imaginations for dreaming up new schemes and methods, and can usually put them directly into practice. So far, this ox fellow sounds pretty nearly perfect, doesn't he? Stable, hardworking, creative, and practical. What more could a human being wish for? Well, how about a little flexibility, some tenderness, a tad of fancy? Well, how about it? Unfortunately, these are not the ox's strong points. Oxen, as their name implies, tend to be thick, heavy, slow, and exasperatingly stubborn. Mind you, ox people don't mean to be stodgy. Underneath the stolid Spartan exterior lives a tiny giggling gnome who, when nobody is looking, sticks his nose into all kinds of mischief. As a release from their normal rigor, some oxen have secret torrid affairs, or else they write maudlin love poetry and take clandestine tango lessons. In any case, there is always a twinkle in the steadfast ox's eye, a peephole to merriment. The dense camouflage of austerity that the ox wears is very difficult to pierce. Rush up and embrace a strong, silent ox and watch the trap floor to jolliness slam shut with a bang. Ask the ox to frolic through Cartiers or Tiffany's with you, pretending to be rich and asking asking to see 1,000 diamond rings. The serious ox will feel obligated to say no. He doesn't understand silliness. What if Tiffany's discovered his true identity? The ox would perish from embarrassment. Oxen are not shy. They seek approval from their peers and do so balk if they do not receive public acclaim. On the contrary, oxen work toward success. Through diligence, perseverance, they prove over and over that they are worthy of their gains. There have been some very powerful and dangerous oxen leaders in the world. Take, for example, Hitler and Napoleon. How's that for hard-headed tyranny? Very little foolishness, no jokes, just plod and drudge and boss and palaver. Eloquence is given to all oxen. It's funny, oxen don't talk much, but without speech training or acting lessons, the average ox can spin you a yarn as long as Mississippi. He or she will keep you riveted to your chair while recounting baby's new tooth or describing the open heart surgery performed on grandmother last year. Many famous writers are oxen. Overt tenderness is not the favorite pastime for ox people. Your friend Jane Ox will probably not be a gusher. No, Jane is reserved. She loves in a quiet, stolid manner. She will invite you for tea and bake you cakes to show her affection, but she'll never shower you with kisses. Oxen don't show their emotions, yet they love with a kind of deep, burning ardor that natives of many other signs never imagine exists. Oxen people are not outrageously sexual. They are not obligated to rabbit around from bed to bed in order to be happy or feel self-confident. This ability to do without sex can prove a handicap in relationships when the other partner is extremely demonstrative and feels, because of the ox's standoffishness, that he is being rejected. Ox love affairs require a lot of patience. If you love an ox, you must woo and seduce. I dated an ox. I dated a Leo ox. He's probably watching this, actually. I also dated a dragon and I think more than one monkey. And horses. The monkey is the year younger than me. The horse is the year older than me. And my mom is a horse. My mom is a Leo horse. She's actually, I'm so lucky to have the idealized zodiacal mother for my sign. Unbelievable, huh? No wonder I believe this shit is real. Because I know without her I would have had a much harder time in life. Let's just say my dad and I aren't close. Let's just say, when you look up daddy issues in the dictionary, it's my face that pops up. And I'm not ashamed. It's just a fact. It's just a thing. And I feel like joking about it makes it less serious and a little bit more, climbable. Like a little less rigorous, maybe. a little more attainable. The healing. Sorry, I put makeup on and it does not look good. Oh, sorry. Okay. Paternoster. Quies in Kailis, sanctificate non tuum. Advenia regnum tuum, via voluntas tua, sicere in Kylo et in terra. Ponum nostrum quotidianum de nobis hodie, et debita nobis debita nostra. Sicere et nos dimitibus debitoribus nostris, et ne nos inducas in tentationem. Sed libero nos malo. Amen. And for those of you that don't know, that's the Lord's Prayer in Latin. I'm not doing any weird witchcraft stuff. I don't really believe in witchcraft. I kind of believe it's inherently blasphemic because if you're putting your will into the world, that's essentially, you can't do that without saying that whatever God's plan was not good enough. I don't know, something to think about. But, you know, I've got the crystals and I've got the whole witchy aesthetic, you know. Got dudes, you know, simps being all into that. God. Okay. I don't feel comfortable with the, spreads I've been using. The Celtic Cross. I'm very comfortable with. It's the same. Wait. 10 chord spread. Oh, I guess they're all 10 chord spreads, huh? How is that different than this one? Oh, I guess it's talking about the same thing. Okay. We constantly worry about making the right decision, and that worry can lead to inaction. This helpful spread will show you the energy that is driving your choices so that you do not remain stuck or at an impasse. Making a decision will always move you forward. Not the only wrong choice to be made is making none at all. Well, see, I've always been of this whole thought that there is no like stasis in a relationship. Every decision you make either increases the trust or decreases the trust. And that's just what they teach you in natural horsemanship. But I found it applies to people pretty easily too. I'm not going to really think about this too much because it kind of doesn't make sense in a way to me. So. So wait, how do these go out? 1, 2. Picked it up upside down again, but it went like this and like this. 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. Interesting. Wow, very interesting. See, I pulled for myself, and I swear I shuffled the shit out of those cards, and I pulled 4 of the same cards that I had pulled on that last 9 card spread. The one for the rat that I did earlier. This is for the ox. So, my oxen friends, let's me look at the guide. One of the choices within a decision that needs to be made. Ace of Wands. So, an option is to go on a pursuit of creativity that we're starting out with a tabula rasa, starting fresh. I guess maybe exiting heritage or tradition and going a brand new direction. The sun. The sun is kind of represents tradition a little bit, doesn't it? A little bit. I'm weird about the sun and the moon, unless it's just like real obvious to me. I just kind of like, I find it too primary, I guess. The sun symbolizes daily renewal, light, and warmth. The sun, yeah, so it's the same thing over and over again. It's what we expect every day. It's what actually happens every day. It's the one thing we can count on is the turning of the earth. Our sunny spot is wherever we can say with full conviction, this is where it's at. The way of the sun, as well as the way of the human consciousness, are characterized by created, multifaceted growth and development. And see there, that's encouraging multifaceted growth and development, which as does the Ace of Wands. This is anti-habit. We need this permanent state of being born, for example, or that is self-determined modeling of our lives in a way that it is not regulated by habit or routine, but through our own free choice and free will. This means replacing conformist behavior and conventional thinking with a style of life that is truly our own. So, what you have here is the support. Hands down. Can't make a bad choice if you go this route. Here, it's a little bit more mysterious. There's really no symbols that, have a negative or positive connotation. Just the connotation of creation. So let me look at the Ace of Wands really quick. I just like to look at everything just because I just don't know if I'm missing anything. I don't know if I'll ever get to the point where I'm not looking at any books, because it's like, how can you keep all of that in your head though? Right? Am I crazy? Okay. A gift of life. The wand symbolizes your powers of vitality and growth. With these, you will undergo constant change and yet still remain true to your essence, as does the river. And so you will aspire to lofty heights like the castle, radiating your presence into the world while retaining your links to home. So yeah, stepping out on your own, or utilizing the resources that are familiar to you to build on the shoulders of giants, or to go to the brave new world. The wands are the wood that feed the fire. The sap rising in the staves is an expression of vitality and growth. The message here is of instincts and action, power, success, adventure, and everything, which makes the blood in our veins pulse quicker. The heater is the will, which is forged and tempered by the fire. The ace provides an elementary way into these forces of the fire and the will. They're all yours. To go through fire for what one loves, to achieve something for the first time. To do it differently than your father before you. But oxen are stubborn. The Ace of Wands would be a very difficult decision to make. So that is it. The Sun is no decision at all. You know everything will be fine. The Ace of Wands is making a decision to maybe call out something that you don't find befitting to a situation. You know, if everybody is letting someone sweep something under the rug, you're kind of on the bad guy's side if you don't say anything, you know? As a card of the day, Carpe Diem sees the day. Get a grasp of what is going on. What did I just say? Each card of the Wands is an invitation to a call to do something actively or to let something happen. You will find the answer in the doing. Praise be to that which allows us to grow. Growing is uncomfortable, especially for creatures of habit like ox. Why would they need to grow? They have everything they need. They have their pastures. They have their friends all around them. They have their babies in the spring, and they lay down when it rains, so they have a nice dry patch of grass to stand up and eat later. It's really not. They don't need anything else. So, to expect an ox to train it to ride a unicycle or even carry a carriage would be just ridiculous. But oxen were used to plow. Pastoral beasts. They weren't just used for their natural resource of food, but also their energy. For success and happiness, each card of the Wands is, okay. For love and relationships, the will to be oneself and the will to grow beyond one's frontiers, to be there for others. This is an explosive mixture, but also the fuel of a relationship. Speak softly and carry a big stick, the method Theodore Roosevelt recommended for reinforcing justified claims. Show who you are and what matters to you. I'm saying go here. I'm saying go with the Ace of Wands. This is tired. I tell you. I'm ready to go to a new planet where there's like 4 suns and 3 moons or something. I think that would be so cool. Did you guys like Dune? I love Dune so much that I re-listened to the whole audiobook. Okay, what's the next card I read? 3. Option 1, energy. The energy surrounding the first option. This is getting tricky. We use the image of the star to capture our highest hopes, and also the head in the cloud dreams, which is lost touch with reality, a warning against egocentricity and ignoring the rest of the world. It encourages us to find out where we are and what our own contribution to the cosmos might be. All our dreams revolve around this star. One's personal truth is the source of one's dreams. This is talking about independence from what the sun may not have, but it is a warning beyond egocentricity, which is maybe like kind of like a hack for the ox if he feels uncomfortable, to go off his ego of like, oh, he's accomplished many other things like the sun, so he can accomplish this too. But it would be wrong of you to look at it that way, because you have to come at this with fresh new baby eyes. Sadhguru says the reason that people get old is because they draw conclusions. They have beliefs. They think they know things. But there is not one thing in the whole world that anybody knows the entirety of it. A cell in the human body. They know a lot of things about it, but they don't know everything about it. So there's a sense of wonder that dies out. And there's a humility that comes with it. Kind of like, I learned to ski when I was, I think, 18 or 19. Like, everybody there was, like, badass skiers, like, the locals and stuff. And it was really humiliating. But it was, like, I just told myself, like, this is going to come in handy someday when you think you can't do something. And you know you can. Anecdotally speaking, strength with the sun. These are very attractive words. Now, the star is very effeminate. Wands is not effeminate. The sun is a very yang. But strength would be very attractive to an ox. Strength is 8. You threw in the star. The white wise woman and the red lion address the archetypal beauty and the beast theme. Each one's released salvation is dependent on that of the other. Thus, this card also describes a personal culture in which we succeed in letting creative powers flourish. The beauty and the beast, you have both of them inside of you. So maybe the balance of masculine and feminine. But this also looks like the balance of masculine and feminine. It's just in a different way. One reinforces old habits. One may create something brand new. The red lion and the white woman represent the strongest sides of human nature. As the personification of wildness and wisdom, they increase our vitality and our joie de vivre. At the same time, they warn us about their unconscious versions, known as anima and animus. They express themselves in animal instincts and wild thoughts, which swirl into the surface. Think about the sorcerer's apprentice, who had no idea about what he was saying and bringing about. As above, so below, man and woman have 2 centers of lust, one between the legs and one between the ears. Fulfillment is being present to the full, concentrating on one's strength to focus on the moment. The key to potency is this recognition and reconciliation of strengths and weaknesses. So, you know, there would be a value in an ox being able to come in and be humble and say, I do have weaknesses, but is that really the kind of environment that this will create, this sun and this strength? Or will this star with his warnings against egocentricity by being upside down in the Ace of Wands, this is brand new. This is 1. This is the first number. This is the start of something new. All right, 5, 6. Fears and blessings. King of Pentacles. You and the 10 of Wands. Oh, Lord. I wish this were reversed. Hey, Ba 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 ba. What are you doing? What are you doing? You are like this king. This card emphasizes your royal dignity and also your masculine attributes. You develop a majestic and appreciative way of dealing with the earth forces. All your capabilities as human being of great productivity, skill, and sensibility are needed. The vineyard and the grapes of life. Basic meaning. The master of possessions. What do I possess and how much? What are my capabilities? What is of permanent value? As is the case with all the court cards, the king represents an ideal, the perfect mastery over the element in question. In this case, pentacles, earth, material, money, talent, the physical. You are like this king. You are well on your way, and or you are destined to meet somebody who personifies the king. Get your finances sorted out. So that's a question. Finances are a question. Maybe going down a familiar path is drawing at the bank then or something. Maybe it's unaffordable. Maybe that's why there is a choice to go a different way, where you won't use resources that have been used hundreds of times before, you know? Which talents can help you? Are there still some wishes remaining to be filled after a productive life? You are your own capital. Arable land and its harvest, the vineyard and its wine. Don't let yourself get bottled up. Be or become aware of your priceless value. Express your needs and undertake what is necessary for their fulfillment. Avoid letting your self-esteem be dependent on your money or the opinion of the world. See, this doesn't have, there is no reversed. So I am going to just put it over here real quick. Just real quick. Okay. The reverse King of Pentacles can indicate someone who is greedy or is only focused on material wealth. This can be a father figure or just you being hard on yourself, pushing forcefully to see results. Maybe this is what you're telling yourself why you don't need to go down this path. Perhaps you're butting heads with somebody who only cares about outer appearances or indulges in self-centered behaviors. Maybe that's what you'd run into, and maybe you're not strong enough to overcome that. Maybe striking out on your own is the safest way to go at this point. If you want to, grow and not grow, not die. Look beneath the surface to see the truth. You may be struggling with your own ability to be generous, to part with the resources that you've built. Alright. 10 of Wands. Everybody knows what that is. The guy that's like put his foot in his mouth, right? Be mindful of taking on too many responsibilities. It is perfectly reasonable to protect your energy and say no. After digging into your energetic reserves for a long-haul effort, you find yourself pushed past your limits in the 10 of Wands card. A man struggles to carry a bundle of 10 wands, representing a difficult task of juggling multiple areas of life at once. He makes his way toward a beautiful house in the distance, but his head is down, the wands are heavy and obstructing his view. He appears to trudge blindly forward, pushing himself to his physical limits. This is what it looks like colored in. The blue color of the card represents mental clarity. Complete this task no matter how uncomfortable and stressful it feels in the moment. Peace of mind is just on the other side of this experience. General reading, the 10 of Wands tells of the burdens and responsibilities we carry, and it signals of being completely overwhelmed by taking one too many tasks. Living at this level of action takes its toll on your body, nervous system, and emotions, leaving nothing for yourself or for the people you love. You're afraid it's going to be too hard to be on your own without the support. Of course you are. You're stubborn and you're used to being with your mates. It's going to be okay. You're not going to take on more than you can chew. You're the strongest animal in the whole zodiac. Saying yes to everything and everyone has left you feeling burned out and overburdened. Creating boundaries and saying no can feel uncomfortable in the moment, but it is much more sustainable than taking on the weight of the world. You may be taking on incredible amounts of responsibility or creative projects in order to meet your personal goals. Consider your motivations. Why are you driving yourself so hard? Learning to ask for help or delegate responsibly frees you up to put better quality energy into the things that light you up the most. I really like that spread. So, Oxen, if you don't mind, if this applied to you in any manner that you could think of, if it, I don't know, one of the cards popped into your head as something happened, or is it in a way you could relate, please let me know. I would love to know if, like, what I'm doing is helping, because that's kind of a lot to bite off and chew. I kind of bit off more than I could chew. But I've gotten 2 done in the 24 hours that make up the 8th day of, the 8th day of the, of the 4th month. But I gotta go. Good luck to you, Oxen, for this decan. I will see you right around the corner.